While doing a video on Carl Perkins' home, boyhood home in Tiptonville, Tennessee, I decided there's a few other things of great interest in this small town, and I thought I would show you a few of them in this short video. Just across from the visitor center where the boyhood home is located, I saw these two grain bins, and both of them are phenomenal. The first one I loved was the bald eagles, which there's several bald eagles that keep returning to this area, or I should say stay in this area. And the second one had the UT sign that says everywhere you look UT. So the University of Tennessee, even though in East Tennessee, is still very popular in the small town here in West Tennessee. The next thing that caught my eye and West Tennessee is known for is growing cotton. And this is a cotton field that stopped to take a look at. Then I decided I'd let my husband drive as I videoed just how big a cotton field there is here. And we did notice, like I said, two cotton fields in the small town of Tiptonville while we were there. It is said that Tiptonville was established in 1857, but was considered incorporated in the 1900s. Now we're going to head on over to the Reelfoot Lake area section of Tiptonville and take a look at there's several interesting things there, including their visitor center. And I probably won't go in it today as it's getting late, and we're going to try to drive a little farther down the road before it gets dark. But we're going to take a look at some of the wildlife that they have got in cages there. And I don't want people that are against animals being caged. They're only there for rehab, really. And these are the owls that we're going to be looking at first that they've got in this area. But I would also mention that they try to rehab them and release them, but if they can't, they send them like zoos or other places that will take care of them. It's never to just have them pinned up and stay that way forever if they can avoid it. But if they've been injured so badly that they can't be rehabilitated, they do still take care of them. And he looks like he's giving you a hard look there. Also, love these little owls here. They're really cute. There's two of them in the box, even though they looks like they have a box for each one of them. But evidently they love being as a pair better. Now we're going to be taking a look at a couple of bald eagles that they're taking care of here. And they have a much bigger cage, of course. And just around the corner from the bald eagle cage is a red-tailed hawk cage. And we'll take a couple of glances at those birds. Looks like their signs need a little cleaning though. But anyway, there's a couple of the red-tailed hawks. And I'm trying to get as best I can view through the wire caging for you. And I particularly like, after I left the red-tailed hawk, seeing this sign showing that it is a rehab and release type environment that they've got here. So they are saying they're rescuing them, rehabbing them, and releasing these birds of prey. And I think that's very good. It's educational for the children that come through to see them especially. And the ones that can't be rehabbed, from what I'm understanding, they will send them to a zoo or somewhere they will be taken care of. Now on to my main reason to stop here, the Reelfoot Lake. And there's a sign here that you may want to stop and pause on that tells a lot of information on how Reelfoot Lake was created. It lets you know that Reelfoot Lake is actually 15,000 acres of water, and I'll discuss more as we get closer to the lake area because we have a little ways to walk. But there's along the walkway there's a sign also on this cypress trees, which is very unique to this area, And you may want to also pause this one to see about it. But anyway, the cypress trees, as long as they're around water, they don't rot. They just, they keep surviving and everything, is from what I'm understanding. And this picture gives you a unique side that shows it like mostly a swampy looking area. And it's a nice state park area here, and we're going to head on up the walkway to head out toward the lake area. As we walk along the walkway, which is good that it's a walkway here, because it's some of the area it's going to be going over is a little wet or swampy looking, and that's really good though for the cypress trees. With the 15,000 acres of water that's in Reelfoot Lake, not all of it lies in the state of Tennessee. It's in some located that much acreage in some of the other states, but the biggest portion of Reelfoot Lake is located here in Tennessee. Now we're coming up on an area where it says it's for the passengers boarding area for when they give out cruises here at Reelfoot Lake. And they don't do it year round or all the time, but they mainly do it when the eagles in the area are building their nest, or you see them more flying around because they're building nest or fishing as the eggs maybe have hatched and whatever, and they're going back and forth to their nest. And there's a little area, looks like, of where they maybe keep their cruise ships, or cruise boats, I should say. Wouldn't be ships in this area. But anyway, we're heading on up the walkway. As we're traveling along the walkway, hopefully we'll get some good views of the cypress trees in the water area. But I do want to mention about Reelfoot Lake, how it came about. In 1811 to 1812, they said there was over 2,000 earthquakes that happened in this area. And it even caused the forest, they said, in the area to sink at least 10 feet. And that area is still just underwater today, they said. But it gives you a chance now to see some of the cypress trees maybe a little bit farther out in the waterway. Also, during this time when they were having all these earthquakes, that they said that was caused from the New Madrid Fault, which is in the town of New Madrid, Missouri mostly, but does go out and cause several states to be affected by it. I think it said something like 11 or 13 states was even affected by it. And at this time, also, it was so many of them and so frequent and all, and so strong of a force that it caused the Mississippi River to flow backwards for a short while. And I thought that was a very interesting piece of information about Reelfoot Lake being formed. And I'm trying to get a little bit better view of showing you how far out that some of the cypress trees can be out in the lake part. And there you go. Now we'll head over to a museum that they have at City Hall. And the first thing I noticed was some Elvis Presley statues. And it shows Elvis through the generations, the 1955 outfit he would have wore, and the 60s and the 70s. So I'm not going to show you everything in the museum because there's quite a bit here, but I will show you just tidbits of it so you'll get an idea about the museum. And of course, Reelfoot Lake is well known for its fishing and all, and so there's a boat there. And they have display of what an older quilt looked like here. And of course there's a old-timey sewing machine. But the cotton behind this spinning wheel catches my eye. I'll be back to that in a minute. But across from it, they have an old TV. But I also want to show you a close-up picture of how cotton was picked and done for the cotton season. And they have a nice diorama also in this exhibit. Now back over to take a closer look at the cotton behind the spinning wheel. And I will say that many years ago, before they had the cotton pickers machinery, they had to pick it by hand, and it's very rough on your hands. And it would it's prickly and it's got like sticker type things that would do it. But I wanted to show you there a close-up of just how big some of the cotton balls can get on the cotton plants. The museum also has a military section as well as a school section showing some of the uniforms and stuff. But this really caught my eye, and it is a voting machine, and it looks like it's got locks and seals on it. And I'm wondering if it's the only voting machine they have for Tiptonville, as Tiptonville's population in May was estimated to be only 3,256, and after all, we are in City Hall. This is an old metal stove and a pot on it, and this one looks like it may be from propane or something. I just was very unusual looking to me. And as I close out this short video on Tiptonville, there's a camera here that caught my eye, and I wanted you to see that because it's a whole lot of difference than me videoing with my phone or a camera that I might have today. And we'll head outside, and I will tell you that it's been just a pleasant trip to see this little town and all. A little disappointed in the Carl Perkins Boyhood Home, but we're at City Hall at the museum, and I found that very informative. It's a free museum to go into, no charge. And I want to give you a look at just how small Tiptonville can be, and we're still looking at the City Hall door and address and their hours. But thank you so very much for watching this video, and I hope you have a really good day.